So we don't really know what we're going to end up calling this, but we probably will eventually start casually talking with a few city staffers or whoever else we can find that's willing to talk to us.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? And then
it's a new thing.
It's a new thing.
It's a new thing.
And
it's a whole new thing.
We thought, why not start this new thing with Joel and talking about the big Bicentennial and other announcements that he made and the annual report presentation in last night's city council meeting, which was April 5th. Am I right?
5th?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed. I didn't know that was going to be the intro, so that's the intro. That's a very impressive intro there.
Man.
Yeah, it works for me. That was real casual.
No
I thought it was an actual conversation happening for a while, but we're on TV. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
So and this was a natural conversation, so even better. I need my coffee, guys. Again, it's in the evening, the end of the day. Anyway, so we're talking about Bicentennial. Your annual report was pretty informative there. So talk to us about it. That's exciting. Well, I was just telling AJ about it today, and I'm like, we're going to be 200 years old in a few years.
Yeah, the Bicentennial.
The city, not me.
It's like a huge opportunity for Victoria. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing for us. To be 200 years old. You know, we're one of the oldest cities in Texas. A couple other cities have had some anniversaries, like Bryan, but they just, have their 150th. So we're going to be 200.
We're older than Bryan, Texas.
Yeah.
How about College Station, Texas?
We're older.
Yeah, I guess so, gig 'em. I mean, it is a gig 'em, but I didn't even know that. I'm trying to...
Oh, you're not an Aggie. It's all right. You can't do it.
He is. He's a big Aggie fan, too.
I went to A&M.
You were?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
I was not kidding when I said we're amongst friends.
You're good, man. You're good.
We're amongst friends.
Yeah, that just blew my mind. I just think that Victoria is a lot more historical, in a sense, than some of these other cities that are around.
Martin de Leon founded us in 1824. We're one of the original colonies of Texas. Interesting thing about Victoria's history, we're the only one that was founded as a Mexican colony. So April 13th, actually April 8th, 1824, he put in his application to be, to get his colony grant. And only 5 days later, April 13th, it was granted. So the guy had some connections, clearly.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Paperwork moved fast.
I was going to say, that's some Pony Express right there. That's quick.
So April 13th,
nice.
1824. So, we're just really excited about this opportunity. We're going to involve lots of different community partners, putting together a committee of sorts. You're talking, the colleges, UHB, VC, VISD, Victoria County, Victoria Preservation, which is part of the county, because obviously history is going to be a big part of it.
It would make sense.
We'll be looking to identify those, community members and who we invite to be part of the planning process. It's going to be really exciting.
So you haven't actually talked to these people yet?
I've talked to a few folks out in the community, a few representatives from different organizations, and there's a lot of excitement out there. Yeah.
Cool.
I think we're going to get a lot of interest in it in our community. It's just a huge honor for Victoria. It's going to be a really great event that focuses on the community that we were back in our history in 1824 and what we are now, which is such a great community to be a part of.
For sure.
So it's going to be a big celebration for not just people who live here, but to bring people in too.
I'm already thinking about back in the day, they probably rode horses and just had dirt roads, and now. Yeah. And we complain about the roads. No, I'm kidding.
We have self-driving things.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so you're talking about some of the people that you're going to get involved. The community is obviously going to be a huge role in the Bicentennial. Can you talk about where you're even at in the stages? I mean, because this might be the first time a lot of folks are hearing about this.
Yeah, absolutely. We're right now identifying those organizations that we want to be a part of the planning process. And also one of the things that's going to come out of the Bicentennial planning is a rebranding study for our tourism efforts for the Convention Visitors Bureau for the City of Victoria.
Nice.
And so we've already started contacting agencies, getting feedback from other cities that they've worked with, looking at requests for proposals that those cities have put together when they did their branding studies, because there's never been a full-fledged tourism branding study for the city of Victoria.
So it's focused on tourism.
Yeah, absolutely. And
nice.
and when you say branding, you think, okay, well, it's just a collection of logos and your catchphrases and all that stuff.
We know it's a lot more involved.
Yeah. Whatever Applebee's.
I mean, hey, if we could get an Applebee's kind of slogan going on Victoria,
like that.
I mean, we'll take it.
Slogan,
yeah.
You know,
good in the neighborhood or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's
it?
branded in my mind that Applebee's you go to hang out with your friends and family.
Yeah.
And see, that's what so that's the thing. Like, that's what a branding study is. And it's not your logos and your taglines and all that. It's like the tools that you have. But it's really a study like at the soul and the essence of your community.
Yeah.
Like, how do you position your community in the minds of travelers and people who live there?
Mm-hmm. Both.
So
trying to reach both.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's going to be an exciting study that you guys do. When do you expect to do that?
Like I said, we've already begun those efforts of contacting the agencies, getting feedback from other clients they've had. So in the next few months, we're going to get the ball rolling on those efforts. And what comes out of that is also looking at signature events that we've had, like Bootfest and things like that. So and other events that go on in the community.
Right.
So it'll be a really all-encompassing thing for looking at so many different parts of Victoria. Right,
for sure. So with Bootfest, obviously that's not going to be able to happen because you're going to be using all of your staff. CME department is spearheading this Bicentennial. So you're going to be using all of your resources to go towards that.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not, when you think of Bicentennial, it's not going to be like one afternoon celebration on the same
That's
day.
what I was about to say. Could you explain to them, hey, it's not just
it's a year-long celebration. Our Bicentennial year is 1824. It's not that, hey, April 13th, 2024, we're going to do something that day. It's a year-long celebration, and there's so much rich history in Victoria, and there's so many other folks who are going to be celebrating their bicentennial too. Like St. Mary's Church in downtown Victoria, their parish is 1824. They're 200 years old too. Victoria Country Club is going to be 100 years old. So there's a lot of different entities that we can recognize that might be celebrating some anniversaries too.
That's pretty cool.
To be a part of this grand 1824. 2024 bicentennial, going back in time here. 1824. What a planning committee would look like back then.
I mean,
they would call a meeting and it would take 4 days to get to.
I was gonna say there's a lot of planning. You just can't make that meeting.
I'm off to the meeting. I'll be back in 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness. And then by the time whatever's planned and everybody gets back, things have changed. You gotta reconvene. You gotta bring back together.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like actually the whole planning process is going to take a really long time. So, we'll be putting a hold on things like Bootfest while we really laser focus on the bicentennial planning, because it's going to be a really special thing for Victoria.
For sure. Some people may be like, oh, that's such a bummer, Bootfest, or some may be like, oh, thank God. Wherever you fall in the mix, what does that mean for events in general that Explore Victoria is going to be able to spearhead or not?
Well, there's so many events going on in Victoria. Like, think of March 26th, the Saturday that we had here in Victoria just a few weeks ago. Yeah. You had the Riverside Ride and Kids Fest downtown. You had Peaches and Tortilla had their grand opening. Main Street had their market on Main. You had the downtown art walk later that day. I mean, downtown was hopping. It was packed.
I felt like it was probably overwhelming.
And it wasn't just downtown. You had Riverside, or you had the Tutus in tennis shoes 5K from the Valley Theater going on in Riverside Park. You had the Dairy Treat grand opening that the CBD was a part of at their spot, their new spot on John Stockbauer. Home product show at Community Center, and Jose Feliciano at the Fine Arts. It was a crazy weekend. It was awesome. There was so many events going on, and you've got big live music events still coming up. Memorial Weekend Bash at the end of May. If you like classical music, Bach Festival in June. The Crawfish Festival is a new thing that's going to be coming up in a few weeks. Got a big carnival. And you look at this, and the other things that the city's putting on: the street dances, the 4th of July blast off we had last year. Going to have that again, of course. And that's just
Cinco de Mayo.
That's Cinco de Mayo. That's just in the next few months. I mean, think about all that we have going on through the rest of the year.
Yeah. And a lot of that is new.
Yeah.
Right? Like it had
Yeah.
not happened before. I mean, I'm just thinking about downtown, and
Mhm.
you were not kidding or exaggerating when you said downtown's hopping.
Yeah.
It was packed. It was the
It's-
busiest I've seen it in
It's
Yeah.
kind
a
of
long
crazy
time.
to find a parking spot now, which is weird because I never had to think about parking going to downtown Victoria,
Yeah.
but now you have to, which is a good in a bad situation.
But it's
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, the CBB, like, we're going to continue to support
Mhm.
Yeah.
all those kind of events and partner with certain ones and promote them through our advertising efforts.
Sure.
You look at our go to our calendar, explorevictoriatexas.com, and go to our events calendar, and every week is just all different kind of things going on, and we update that like several times a week.
Yeah.
So
That'd be so much easier than me telling people all the time, every
yeah,
week.
right. Hey, by the way,
By the way, you got this
do you
event,
have
this
a pen,
event.
do you have a pen and paper on the table about these?
Yeah, that's way easier. Just go to their
Yeah, just
website
go there.
or any website that we have that has events or a calendar. You
Yeah.
can find it all out. There shouldn't be any complaining that there isn't anything happening.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well,
Bye.
Easy coffee. You mentioned coffee.
I was like, did I just like do an Indian plug there for their website and everything? It's like,
No,
I think that helped me understand
Yeah.
a lot more about the Bicentennial
Yes.
Bootfest,
Mm-hmm.
all the things that I think a lot of people had questions of, especially after giving the report
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
yesterday.
Well, CBB's been busy, man.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Sure. It's not
It's
stopping.
an awesome time, and it's getting busier. It's going to be great.
Well, we're glad to
We're
be a part of
excited.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're excited about the Bicentennial for sure. That's going to be exciting.
200 years. Don't wait for it again, because you won't be around for the next one. Who could make it that far?
Advances in medical technology, I don't know. We could live to be 300, 400 by the time. How long can you live?
Well, thanks for hanging out with us.
thanks,
Thanks for
Bill.
staying
Appreciate
late
it.
with us.
Yeah.
On the
Always
show
fun
that
time.
is yet to be named, if it is even a
The
show.
after clock. Yeah.
There
I
you
feel
go.
like it's the best time, but the worst time because we're so like drained that it's
Evening
just
clock
so
out talk.
Closing.
You're not getting paid for
There you
this.
go.
You're clocked out.
Play that. Don't worry about the rights. We'll figure that out later.
Check you next time.